Hi, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started with Coach. If you want to hit the raise your hand button, if you have a question for Coach, we'll start with an opening statement and then we'll take questions.
I don't know, I guess hats off to UMass. Those guys played really well. It's on me, and I just said it on the radio. It's on me. I got to get these guys better and more prepared in like what we do. They did some things tonight that were different than how they've played, and you run into that early in the year. But I thought they set the tone of the game with their toughness, with how quickly they moved the ball. And I felt like we were a step behind all night. So that's something we have to learn from. That's something that we'll get better at. We'll watch this. We'll get on the court. We'll practice 2 days, and we'll be ready to play this next game. I guarantee you that.
Let's start with Mark Brennan.
Micah, I know that coaches are going to have issues when the offense doesn't play well, but those are things that can be overcome. But what were your thoughts about the defense? Because that's something that I think most coaches think should be there kind of game in and game out. Thank you.
And it is, for me, that's the most troubling part. Like, I didn't think we brought it at the energy level we needed to guard these guys. And like I said, that's on me because these guys got beat by 20 in their last game. And if we don't know that they're going to come out with a little bit more fire, like I said, that's on me to have these guys better prepared and better able to function. But our defense has to be our backbone, and it gives you a chance to win. And I felt like when we got down, we got unsolid instead of more solid, right? And that's probably a product of us not being together very much, or us having to be in tough games and having to come back. But that's something that we have to work on. We have to lean on that in tough times. We have to get stronger defensively and not weaker.
John Sauber, go ahead.
Micah, I know you said the defense wasn't up to the standard tonight, but how much of it was the defense wasn't playing well enough, and how much of it was the other team just got hot from deep?
I think it's a little bit of both. Our defense kind of gets set based off of, how we play offense. I didn't think we played offense very well. Them going to that three-quarter court press kind of slowed us down, kind of got us out of our rhythm and what we wanted to do. So I think that factored in. And then now we have to believe that no matter if the ball's going in or not, we need to defend. Like if we don't do that, we have no shot. So, it goes both ways, but we can't live and die on our offense. And I felt like we did that a little bit too much. But there's things that we can get better at. Things that we'll try and correct, the next time we play. That's something that, hopefully we see it a little bit better.
Nate Bauer.
Micah, just given the fact that you closed the gap, the deficit at the end of the first half, were you surprised to struggle at the start of the second half?
Yeah, I think that's, we can't be an up and down team. We talked right before they made that run there at the end of the first half about, really answering that run, right? We wanted to win the half, and then they go on an 8-0 run. And luckily we chipped it back in and got to 4, but then we didn't start it the way we needed to. And, that's something where we got to grow as a team. Like our leaders got to be better at terms of when we start this second half, now it's possession by possession in what we do. And, it's still a learning process. We're still going to get better. Games like this are going to make us better. And, sometimes you got to sit through a game like this to learn.
David Eckert.
Micah, I guess, just focusing in on the offense a little bit, do you think it was, you guys didn't knock down shots, or were you not happy with the looks that your offense was getting tonight?
Well, they do some different stuff. David, they switch all screens 1 through 4 off the ball, and they do a really good job of trying to push your catches out further on the floor, which makes it hard to operate. And then on top of that, they play the 3/4 court press, which they haven't done all season. So now that slows you down, and it gives you, I thought we were just clunky in how we played, in terms of starting our offense, in terms of starting what we needed to do. Like, we wanted to be aggressive in some of those. And the start of the second half, we were catching the ball, but we weren't aggressive. They knocked the ball out of Seth's hands one time. We were slow, dribbling the ball up the sideline and then maneuvering it from side to side. And then we weren't aggressive in it. There's a couple times John had a guy buried at the rim where he had an opportunity to really catch it in there and score. So, it's all learning experience. Early in the year, these games are hard. Winning's hard at any level, but, for a new team, this is something we have to use this as a learning experience. If we don't come out playing with our hair on fire on Thursday, then this game's for naught.
We'll do 2 more, starting with Corey Goddard and Dave Melandra.
Hi, Micah. It's one game. It's your first road game. It's a loss, but it's also a 25-point loss. What would you tell people that want to know what this Penn State basketball team is about, who might look at this and know the history of Penn State basketball and say, why should I pay attention to this team? They just lost by 25.
If people want to write us off right now, then I'll be it. I've been a part of a lot of different teams that have lost games early in the year. And this is, like you said, it's one game. It's one game. But people are free to do whatever they want to do. And this has nothing to do with the history of Penn State basketball. This was UMass playing better than us on this night. And we're going to stay consistent in who we are. We're going to stay consistent in our message. We're going to try and play as hard as we can every single night. And but I don't want people to judge us on this game. And if they do, they're free to do whatever they want to do. But this is going to be a process. We're going to get better each and every time in this process. And I would like people to be a part of it from the start. I'll still accept you at the end when we do get this thing rolling. But people are free to make their own choices. And if they want to judge us off this game, they can judge us off this game. But we're going to get better as this season moves on.
Final question, Dave Melandra. You there, Dave? All right, let's go, Jonathan Drager.
Hey, Coach. 2 things that stood out from that second half were personal fouls and turnovers. How do you plan on cleaning those up coming into St. Francis on Thursday?
I think the fouls is, like I said earlier, was a product of us being behind plays. We weren't ready for the intensity that they started the game with or played with. We weren't ready for the speed of the game. And that's on me. I got to get that cleaned up. We need to be better in practice. We had good practices leading into this, right? Our guys are competing in practice. And I thought we had some good days leading into this. But we'll get that cleaned up in terms of what we need to do, by watching it and seeing it. I think the turnovers, it's a learning experience for our guards. George Mason did the same kind of thing in ball screen defense, and we struggled with it. Our guys need to bounce out and get away from the screen. They're staying on the same plane, and now these bigs are reaching in and taking the ball from them, or they don't have the room to make the pass. The bigs were open at the rim all night, but if I'm too close to the guy, I can't deliver it to him. So, those are technical things that we can work on. Technical things that our guards will get better at. And then the next time we see a defense like this, we should be better.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.